What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be back to work on my 2024 Mustang GT. As you guys see in the previous episode, we got a lot of work done on this car. We stripped everything down. We also went ahead and replaced the oil cooler up here in the front, put some new tire rods on it, got the car running and driving. Well, we haven't drove it just yet. All we have to do is put some wheels on it to drive. Although this side suspension is a little bit weird. As you can see, this one's turning out this way. The steering wheel is straight. This one is perfectly straight. So I don't know if it's just that shock that's causing it to do that, because there is some weird suspension geometry going on here. But anyways, the first thing we're going to do on this car is focus on the interior. As you can see, we have a bunch of blown airbags, which means we are going to have to take out both seats and the seat belts. This seat belt is blown. And I think what we are going to do is ship these seat belts to Safety Restore and get some brand new ones in blue color. I think it would look pretty cool with blue seat belts. I've actually never changed the color of seat belts on a car before, but I think this Mustang will be the first one. So let's get straight to work on the Mustang. Let's get both seats out, get the module out, and get both seat belts out. So let's get started. We are going to start on the passenger side, because I have to put the jumper box on charge, and the power seats on the driver's side will not work. So let's go ahead, and I'm pretty sure it's just a Torx bit right here. Pop this out right here. We also have a little bit of water in here because this window right here is busted. I guess when you hit that pole, it just busted it. But let's go ahead and get this passenger seatbelt out. And it is kind of weird how this seatbelt isn't locked up, but it probably is blown inside. But let's go ahead and start stripping this car down inside. We got the entire interior all stripped down. We got the module out, we got both seat belts out. Then I also went ahead and took off the roof because there is a little bit of damage right here, and I'm thinking maybe we can get a PDR guy to come in here and just tap all that out. There is a little bit of access from the bottom right there. Maybe he can get his tools in there just so we don't have to put no filler up there. Obviously right here is going to need a little bit of filler. Just pull all this out with the maxi dent puller. It should be good to go. But down here it is not looking too good. There's a little bit more damage than I thought. Because see, I thought it was just the top of this rocker a little bit. But once you go underneath here, it goes pretty far under. So I don't know how we're going to do this. Either replace it or just pull it out, straighten it out. Because, I mean, it does get all covered up with a rocker panel. I don't know if you can actually buy this piece from the dealer. But if not, you'll probably have to buy the entire side section. So maybe we'll try to find a used one somewhere, because there are already a couple of these 24 Mustangs out there getting parted out. But anyways, now that we are done with the interior, we don't have the airbags just yet, but they should be here soon. And then we are gonna have to take off these seat covers and get them. I actually need to call the dealer and see how much these seat covers are before we do decide to get them stitched up. Because I mean, if they're not too bad, we'll just go ahead and buy a new set. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started on the front of this car. We need to get our fender. I want to start lining up our fender. We need to straighten out all these brackets right here. Just straighten them all out. This one just needs to be straightened up a little bit just to bolt the oil cooler on. These also can just be straightened out. As you can see, these aren't too bad. It's pretty cool how this one actually replaces. This one's welded on. But yeah, that should be pretty easy. So before we get the new fender on the car, we need to go ahead and prep all these brackets. As you can see, this one's a little bit bent. Those are all bent. So let's go ahead and straighten everything out. And I did notice a little bit of a kink right here. So that means we're gonna probably have to pull this bracket a little bit forward. You can kind of see it's sitting like that. We're gonna have to pull that forward a little bit and get everything straightened up. So let's just dive into it and get all these brackets straightened out. So we got all the brackets pretty much straight. We won't know exactly until we put the fender on. But check it out. We actually pulled this bracket right here forward. It was a little bit pushed back. There's supposed to be like a little divot right here, but not too much. You can see the paint kind of peeled off of it. But hey, having a forklift around really does pay off. It was super easy just to clamp it up, pull it forward, and we had to pull it a little bit down. But now that that bracket is straightened out, we'll probably have to adjust it a little bit once we get the fender on here. So let's go ahead and grab the new fender, start lining it up, and also we can pull this hood forward with the forklift also, because this right here is a little bit more damaged than I thought. You can see this bow isn't supposed to be that bowed. It's probably supposed to be like right here. So all this got pushed in. So I think we'll grab another clamp right here and heat it and pull it out. But let's go ahead and get the fender on here and start doing some test fits. Check it out, we got the fender mounted on the car, and I gotta say, we straightened out all the brackets perfectly. We did have to do a little bit of tweaking, but we got everything bolted up in there, and all the gaps are looking pretty good on the fender. The door is gonna need to be pulled out just a little bit right there, but the gap is perfectly even all the way through. It's looking good, except for the hood. As you can see, it bulges out right here, and then this entire area is pushed in. We are gonna attempt to pull this out right here, because we definitely do not wanna be replacing this hood. It's over $1,000, and I'm pretty sure it's on back order. But anyways, let's get straight to it. We're gonna grab the propane torch, heat it up, and kind of work this area back into place. And the good thing is here, let's open this up. It's locked. Just unlock it like that, man. As you can see, I mean, it didn't really damage too much in here. There is a little bit of a noticeable crease right there, but I think once we pull it all out, it should straighten up. We'll see. I mean, if it doesn't look too good, we'll end up having to buy a new hood, which I do not want to do. So we're gonna have to try our best to save this one. So check it out, after a bit of work, we got the hood looking pretty decent. I mean, everything is straightening out pretty good. I mean, this is just the rough end. We're definitely not even nowhere near close to body filler. But check out that gap. We got it looking way better. It is still a little bit weird right here. As you can see, it's a little bit smaller right here, but it's bigger right here, and it's bigger over there. So I'm not too sure what's going on in there just yet. I do actually need to check this out. And I think we are having a little bit of an issue with this bracket right here. I think this area right here kind of went out that way. So I tried to pull it by using the strut tower, but that didn't really work out. It definitely needs to come in a little bit more because I already got the fender pushed all the way in, and it still needs to come a little bit more. But I mean, it's coming along, and we are gonna have to probably buy a new radiator support for this car. As you can see, the tabs are broken off right here. I was thinking that was the only tab that was broken, but if you look right here, there's another tab for the headlight. So I don't know if that's gonna work. Maybe we have the original tab, maybe we can fix it, but I don't think it's that expensive. I'm gonna have to call the dealer and get a little bit more parts for this car. But I did also take off the air intake, and man, I gotta say, that thing was dirty, dude. For 5,000 miles, this thing looks really dirty. Look at that right there. This car only has 5,000 miles, and the air filter does look pretty weird and dirty. So I was a little confused about that. But really what we need to do is just continue working this hood, straightening it all out, and then we can test fit our bumper and our headlight just to see how everything's kind of lining up. If we can't save this hood, obviously we'll just buy a new one. It's always worth it to try to save the hood or save any panel in general, because it will save you a lot of money. But obviously it's a lot more work. So let's go ahead and start doing some more test fitting. I got a new headlight and a fender, and they're all over here. So let's go ahead and grab them and start test fitting some stuff up. Here is the bumper right here, straight from Ford. And then we should have the headlight over there also. And here's our headlight. And check it out, we got the entire front of the Mustang back together, and I gotta say this car looks absolutely incredible. The new bumper, everything is shaping up pretty good. As you can see, the gaps look pretty good on the front hood right here. They need to be adjusted just a little bit. We definitely want to get the gaps perfect before we do any body fill work. As you can see, we're going to need to do a little bit of adjustments right here and then a little bit right there. I'm not sure, we might have to take it over to my dad's shop and pull that little apron piece in a little bit before we do any more work, because you don't want to fill anything with body filler before you get everything perfect. And after we got all this back together, we went ahead and replaced the strut and we replaced the spindle, because my original spindle was a little bit cracked. I didn't notice it until I looked deeper into there. But check it out, the wheel is in the perfect area. We also did a little bit of alignment just so the wheel would be straight and the wheels would be all perfectly straight. But check this out, over here is the old spindle, and you can see it doesn't look too bad. But whenever you look down here, you can see that's wallered out, and it's pretty crazy. These spindles are exactly the same from the older Mustang, and we had a bunch of older Mustang parts, so we went ahead and put it on there, and everything lined up perfectly. And I gotta say, this car is ready to drive. Honestly, we could throw a seat in there and drive it, but I think what we're gonna do is start focusing on the passenger side over here. We can go ahead and remove this door, get everything off of it, because we do have a new door somewhere over here. I'm not sure where's my door at. Oh, it's all the way back here in this box right here. So we do have a new door for the car. So we can start stripping down this door right here, get the new door on here, and make sure this quarter panel is in the right position. Because sometimes when they get hit right here, it kind of likes to pull the quarter panel in or pull the fender area. So we'll have to check that out, get all that pulled out. But honestly, I can't wait to get this thing on a frame machine. Maybe we'll try to pull it out with our Chinese frame machine. It would be a pretty cool job for that thing. Literally perfect right in the side. See, with the Chinese frame machine, you want it either in the side or straight in the front. It doesn't really like to pull stuff like in the back. But yeah, we'll get on to that tomorrow. It's looking pretty good. We got Wyatt over here. He's actually doing some mathematical equations on my car. It's gonna be pretty crazy. This right here is my supercar project, which you guys will see later down the road. Not anytime soon. We're definitely gonna do a lot of 3D modeling and a bunch of stuff like that. But anyways, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So guys, it's the next day here at the shop. Now it's time to go ahead and focus on the passenger side. Over here, as you can see, this door is absolutely destroyed. We are going to go ahead and replace it with our new door that we have over there. So let's go ahead and remove this door. It should be pretty simple. All you do is unbolt this little 10 right here. I think you can actually unbolt these door hinges right here, and then you can kind of just slip the door up. So let's go ahead and remove this door, unbox our new door, and get it installed. So check it out, we got the new door on. I gotta say, everything is lining up pretty good. We did do a little bit of adjustments up here in the front with the hinges. Gap looks pretty good here. It is kind of pushed in a little bit, so I don't know if that's something to do with the hinge pillar, or we can do a little bit more adjustments. It's kind of hard to adjust it whenever the fender is still on there, because you got to take the door off, adjust it a little bit, put the door back on, and it's kind of just a pain. Maybe we'll just pop off the fender liner, do more adjustments, but everything back here looks good too. Check that out. This gap is a little bit big, but I'm thinking that is because the door just needs to come down a little bit, and that right there is causing the door to get pushed up, so it's kind of messing with the gap. So we'll definitely have to put this thing on a frame machine and get all that pulled out. Maybe we'll just cut it off, pull it out, straighten it out, and then just re-weld everything back together. I still need to go down to the Ford dealership and see what they can do, or we'll have to just reach out and see if we can get a used one and just get them to cut it like this, cut it right there. But usually people don't really want to do that because they want to sell the entire side, especially on a new car. But bam, this car is coming together. We pretty much got all the new parts on that we have. I mean, the next step is going to be to do all the body work. We have a little bit of filler work to do right here, a little bit of PDR work to do right here. And you get the PDR guy over here. I think he's just a little bit busy. And then same thing in the front, just a little bit of filler work right there. And bam, this thing can go to paint. Now I gotta say, this is gonna be a quick, easy little fix. There also is a little bit of damage right there on the door, but honestly, that's really nothing. But anyways, let's go ahead and crank this thing up, and I wanna pull it outside. Our nice little jack pack right here. And I do need to check the oil level again, because whenever I was changing the oil, it kind of was on jack stands, and I don't think that's the right way to do that. Let's go ahead and pop this up. All right, we got the jumper on there, but let's go ahead and check this oil and make sure everything's good. We are good to go. So there it is, guys. We got all the new parts that we possibly could put on the Mustang on the car. We got the front suspension all perfect. We got the car running and driving. Check the oil, everything is good. There's nothing weird going on there, and the car does run good even after being run all out of oil, which is pretty crazy. I'm just glad they didn't run it too long, so I don't think that there's gonna be any engine issues in the future, but who knows, we'll just have to see once we drive it. But man, check it out, the hood, it looks good, the bumper lines up perfectly, everything is going together. We still need to order a lot more parts. We need to order a new radiator support, a couple of plastic pieces inside there, and that should all be good to go. But yeah, look at this side, the passenger side is coming along too. But I gotta say, this car wasn't wrecked too bad. It just looks like he hit a pole, slid around and hit something else in the front. And we will be putting this thing on the frame machine in the next video, pulling all that stuff out right there. Get all this pulled out right here. Then we can do a little bit of filler work, a little bit of PDR work, and this car will be good to go. Get it sprayed in, and man, I can't wait to drive it. It's gonna be so fun to drive with the manual. Like I say, these cars actually have active exhaust, and it sounds really good. And who knows, maybe in the future we'll put a supercharger on here. There are some companies that already created some superchargers for these Mustangs, and they're pushing like 800 horsepower, which is insane on a factory engine. I mean, most cars can't even handle that. But the new Mustangs are just absolute beasts. They definitely do look really good. I mean, the older one doesn't look bad either. But honestly, black doesn't look as good as blue. But anyways, guys, if y'all enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, follow us on Instagram at vTuned. Thanks for watching.